That's amazing. Most artists don't even put one album out. You've you've surpassed, most of the other independent artists that we sometimes have on this broadcast. So congratulations, my friend. Now tell us a little bit about some of these different albums, some of the different releases. Give us your details and thoughts on this whole thing.
Well, I think why we've kept, me and a loop pedal live at the moment, and the band in its own degree, we've just wanted to do things differently. We've never believed in one album and throw it away. We believe if we're making music, it's not for an album and going away. We actually want to be artists. We want to create art, not sell out to egos. So each album's been an evolution, and we've always tried to do different things with it. That's sort of my thoughts on it. We're just creating. We're not trying to make it the same as everybody else. The more we make it interesting, the more we want to keep doing it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here in our broadcast, and if you want to get more information on him, he is absolutely amazing. He is online. How do we get a hold of your music and pick up your music, my friend? Tell me about it.
All the usual digital sellers and all the usual streamers and our website and all that sort of thing.
We've got James Brody with us today. He joins us live. Ivey Blue is the act, and you record. Take me through this process of what you do with your music, because you perform live with a loop pedal, but you record all your music with musicians in a studio. Tell me a little bit about this full band. This is absolutely amazing. Tell me about it.
Well, the process is, keeping in mind the loop pedal thing was very recent, the process with the band is usually we go in with a blank space. We don't go in with a lot prepared, except for maybe a rough idea of what we want to communicate. And we have an album, about 3 weeks we spend recording, a week mixing, and then we keep our mouth shut until it's time to release, and we figure out a dodgy way to release it, such as putting it on OneDrive for free with this last one.
I love that. We figure out a way to keep our mouths shut. That is fantastic.
Well, the other reason why we're promoting all this now is because what's the point in hyping it for 6 weeks beforehand when you can just say, right, here it is.
Well, see, there you go.
Deliver it in a different way.
That is amazing. That is amazing. We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on Skype and also Skype audio. We are going to also present this on Build, Grow, and Enjoy, as well as iHeartRadio, AMFM247.com, and, of course, 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. Now, you've got this album. Tell us a little bit about what you did, because before you announced the new album, the website and everything was wiped. Your Facebook, your Twitter, everything gone, like a bomb went off.
Yeah, well, what we did, we actually disappeared everything over a couple of days. So we started with the Facebook. We take 10 posts down every half an hour until there was nothing. Then Twitter, we did a mass wipe, and the website we put this water image, which unknown to everybody else was actually the album cover. So the idea behind that was everybody's going forward, and the new thing is the new thing for all of 10 minutes. Why don't we take a step backwards and see what happens? Go back to putting our first post on social media, in a way. And it seems to work in our favor.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on Skype. James Brody, he performs as Ivey Blue, and New Zealand with us, checks in with us today on our Build, Grow, and Enjoy broadcast. And I just love the magic of the internet. We're able to do this show from the middle of frickin' Kansas, and we've got him joining us on Skype. So this is fantastic. Now, prior to going live on iTunes, major stores, some of these streaming services, you made this available free on your website with a link to download all 8 tracks and the artwork and everything else. Tell me about that process and why you decided to do that.
Well, that was to buy us some time. The original plan was to put out a single when we were still with Pesadilla Productions, which that's gone pear-shaped, and I'm not going to discuss that too much, but that all happened about a week before we were supposed to announce everything, and we'd already started the process. So considering we were now independent agents, we just decided, well, we've said we're giving them something. Let's give them the album, let's put it out there, and they'll get us time to get our affairs in order with the streamers and the distribution and everything, and then we release it at a later date.
Awesome. Awesome. We've got a great guest joining us today here on our big broadcast, and we are going to play some of your music here in a few. Before we get to that, what are some of your inspiration and musical heroes?
Music heroes, Robbie Williams, U2, whose Joshua Tree tour I'm really sad is not coming to New Zealand. Just point that out there. Queen, R.E.M., awesome. Old school stuff. I listen to a lot of older music, but I do like my newer music as well. I think Lord's quite a good one, and I'm totally not saying that just because she's a Kiwi. She's actually amazing. There's a lot of good ones out there, and inspirations, I sort of take it like David Bowie. I'm not very good at writing love songs, so I tend to observe life, go live my life, and then when it's time for me and the boys to get together, we just put all of our explorations and all of our ideas down together. And if it weren't for all this hoopla, we'd probably be going out together, but that may come next year, that may come later, who knows.
Now, that was something that I wanted to get your take on. You going out and performing, you do a lot of this on your own. Will there ever be a day where the musicians that put the music together and you go out and do this show live?
It's something that has been discussed, actually. Ivy Blue actually started as a band, as a full working band. The looping thing came in about a year ago when one of the members couldn't carry on because of their health, and then the other members weren't really able to tour much, so I just got a loop pedal and off I went. If it were to come back to a band scenario, it'd have to be for the right reasons. It can't be just because, we play our instruments, let's go do it. We have to be able to be in the right headspace and in the right creative space to be able to produce a quality performance.
That's
and
awesome.
If we can't do that, then I'm just going to keep going on. If we can, we'll get our backsides to the road.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to play Misguided here in a few moments.
Misguided Souls.
Tell me a little bit about this track.
Misguided Souls. Misguided Souls is really just about two people who seem to be the best of friends, and then later on they seem like they're still getting to know each other. It's like going to your first day of school. You don't know what you're doing, but you think you know what you're doing. And
okay.
It's sort of that idea where you just keep making the same mistakes with the same people. You forgive each other, but then you go do it again. Why don't you learn?
Well, here we go. We're going to put you on hold on Skype, and then we are going to come back and keep chatting with you, my friend. Be right back. We're going to play Misguided Souls, and that is going to be up next here on our big program.
I'll come here, look looking for a second chance. The only thing I'm leaving is the regret. I thought I knew the truth, never really had a clue. Two misguided souls watching the fire burn. Can you see it now? The lines of love and hate. It's just that same old ending. Why don't we love? There's two people on this path with broken hearts. We seem so close, yet we're still so far apart. Every day we're getting one step closer. One of these days I'm gonna find myself in you. I thought I knew the truth, never really had a clue. Two misguided souls watching the fire burn. Can you see it now? The lines of love and hate. It's just that same old ending. Why don't we love? I thought I knew the truth, never really had a clue. Two misguided souls watching the fire burn. Can you see it now? The lines of love and hate. It's just that same old ending. Why don't we love?
It is Misguided Souls, Present Shapes, the album Ivy Blue, here on our big broadcast. We bring back in James Brody, a.k.a. Ivy Blue. He's with us today here on the magic of Skype, and glad to have him join us today here on our big broadcast. And there is a heck of a lot that goes along with making music, and tell us about some of the different trials and tribulations that you've had in making music.
Trials and tribulations. I think it comes with the package that you're always going to have your shit moments. Oh, whoops.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it, homie. Keep going.
Okay, thank God. You're always going to have your...
Keep going, baby. Keep going. We got you.
No, you're always going to have your negative moments, and you're always going to have all that going. I think the biggest trial of this album was when the whole thing with Pasadilla Productions happened, when things weren't going well, and we got dropped a week before the album, and then they come out with their stuff, which I don't want to get into quite clearly, but I think the biggest thing was going from that, and then having to recover enough to release the album, and then finalize the details of going on tour and all that stuff. That's the biggest trial of this cycle. The rewarding thing is that I still get to do what I do. I'm very lucky in that respect. Not everyone gets off this sort of thing light-handed. So, sure, there's been some trouble, but I'm very happy with the reward I've got, where I'm heading back out on the road soon, and I'll be continuing to make music for years to come, whether it's with Ivy Blue as a band or Ivy Blue as me, or however it goes. I'm just happy to be around.
Awesome. Awesome. That is a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. Now with your music, where do you get your inspiration to write your music, and how much is the band involved in the writing process and the creative process of your music?
As I was saying earlier when we were talking about the process, we come in with nothing.
Yes.
The only thing we come in with is the stories about what we've been doing with our lives. And what happens is we listen to music in the studio on tape and on CD of what we're all into. So for me, I brought in a lot of Midnight Oil and REM and U2. Someone else brought in hip-hop. Somebody else brought in film scores and all that. And we just try and put together our own little idea of what we think we want to communicate, and we just go and do it based on our observations and what we've been through.
We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Ivy Blue is the band. You have done some amazing things with this music. This is absolutely amazing. Tell me about Resist. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Resist. That's actually one of the most personal songs I've ever written. And it's actually about my little sister Ruby. She's just turned 6. And when she was born, that was the point where I had to stop being moody and depressed and all that I was going through back when I was in year 9, year 10 at high school, which would be the first couple of years for you guys. And that's when I went, she is going to save my life someday. She is the reason I'm here. And mentally, she's kept me on track. She's kept me on the ground, not getting too far in the clouds. And the song is like a little song. I'm your big brother. I'm going to help you. You're not going to be alone. And thank you for everything you've done for me so far, and for everything you're going to do in the future.
Well, here we go. It's Resist. We're going to put you on hold, my friend. We'll be right back with you. Resist here on the big broadcast. Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Also iHeartRadio. AMFM247.com.
We're watching the princess walking on ice. We captured a memory and a photograph. This heart doesn't hurt, and the drummer still beats, but I'm stuck inside this moment. I can't resist thinking of what you say. You're all I think about as the strings begin to play. We'll be together soon with the rising of the moon, and you'll never be alone again. Ago you started from going zero. Thanks for being there.
Ivy Blue, James Brody with us today. Resist is the track. And the album is Present Shapes. Thanks for joining us this week here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. That wraps it up here with Ivy Blue. We're going to get him back on the line here in just a few seconds. James Brody is going to be back with us here in just a few moments. In fact, that, of course, was Resist, Present Shapes, Ivy Blue, and he joins us back here on our big broadcast to wrap it up. And I'll tell you, my friend, you've got some good music out there. If people want to buy your music or get a hold of you or social media or websites, how do they contact you, my friend?
Well, social media, you're not going to find much other than the usual news. Our website is the main place to go for any big announcement-y things. And music, again, it's on all the usual networks. And I hope to be with you in the States in October.
Ah, okay. Well, let me know when you're going to be coming through. And we definitely would love to get together and see you, my friend. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, because I'm already doing these European dates, I have to go home through the States either way. And the last show is going to be in London, so it's not very long to get to the States. So while I'm there, I might as well come play a couple of things.
you might as well come through and do some stuff.
We'll let you know, and we'll set something up. Absolutely. This has been so much fun. Thank you for having me on.
Well, you are amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you, and tell us about some of these dates that you have. You're going to be in Europe and different things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done one show already in Cambridge. I'm doing something in Hamilton next week. There'll be a few New Zealand ones as a warm-up. Then I'm off to UK for a couple of things. Playing in Munich, Germany on September 23rd, 24th, and 25th for Oktoberfest on the Stoke travel site. So that's confirmed. There'll be a trip to Eastern Europe. Finish off in London, then, as I said, hopefully the States, but I don't know for sure. There's going to be something in the Pacific Islands in November, and things will just go from there.
Well, good stuff. Well, I appreciate you, my friend. I'm looking forward to chatting with you more. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely. Take care.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. That, of course...